Do you know that the animals in the aviary are not just birds? If you watched the first episode, which featured footage of when the aviary was being built, we showed how the workers made the pools inside the aviary. The pools are, of course, not left empty. We put the fish in them. And one of the types of fish in aviary ponds is rays. Interestingly, when we just introduced 2 rays during the day, the female had already given birth to a pup in the afternoon.
It's the aviary!
Rays are flat-shaped fish that are still related to sharks. And like sharks, their bodies are made of elastic and strong cartilage, like the type of bone that makes up our ears and nose. This cartilage enables them to swim by flapping their pectoral fins and makes their movements flexible. Another similarity between rays and sharks is that they both have ampullae of Lorenzini, electroreceptors located around the mouth. Because rays' eyes are located above their heads, they don't rely on eyes when hunting. In exchange, they use electroreceptors to pick up on the electrical signals emitted by their prey. With the sensor organs, they can find and detect the target's movement. They are carnivores, consuming animals such as crustaceans, snails, oysters, shellfish, worms, plankton, and fish. However, what they eat can vary depending on the species of ray. Most species can be found in tropical and subtropical waters because they like shallow and warm habitats. Even so, some prefer cold waters. And although the majority of rays live in coastal waters, some of them prefer to be in deep water, up to 3,000 meters. And a few live in the open sea and fresh water. These fish often bury themselves in the sand, on the seabed, to rest or hide from predators. At such times, they only show their eyes. They are very good at hiding and camouflaging. Therefore, you should be careful of them when visiting the beach, especially if you are diving. Rays are docile creatures. But when they feel threatened and want to defend themselves, they will raise their long, whip-like tails and attack whatever they perceive as a threat. And on their tails, usually there are 2 or 3 venomous spines. Stings from their tails can be excruciatingly painful and pose a risk of infection in the wound. It is even more dangerous if their venom enters the abdominal cavity, chest, or liver. Do you remember Steve Irwin? Long ago, blessed his soul, he died after a ray's tail pierced his heart. Despite this, not all rays have stings on their tails, and they usually don't use their tails when hunting. When the breeding season arrives, the female rays will emit a special scent to signify that they are ready to mate. Then the males will use their sense of smell to find a mate. In contrast to fish in general, which undergo external fertilization, rays undergo internal fertilization. That means the female keeps the eggs inside herself, and the pups in the womb will take food sources from the yolk and the egg, and the brood's uterine wall. Pregnancy usually lasts between 6 months and 2 years. After that, the female gives birth to 1 or more pups, the number depending on the female species. Pups can swim and eat shortly after they are born. Some ray species will take care of their pups and take them swimming with them. However, some species will leave their pups right away, as the young can live independently. pup in the aviary itself was abandoned by its brood shortly after birth. It swam alone, and it was always outmatched when it was about to eat. The food is always snatched by other fish, especially the tinfoil barb. Not only that, the tinfoil barb had been bothering the pup and sucking its tail, probably because it was curious about the pup's worm-like tail. Worried about the pup having trouble getting food, and because the aviary pool keeper had difficulty keeping an eye on the pup, they separated it into a smaller pond. But in the end, Irfan was still worried about the pup's condition. Therefore, it decided to move the pup to the goldfish aquarium. With it, it can be easier to care for and feed. Okay, guys, we'll see how the pup born in this aviary develops after being put into the goldfish aquarium. Let's see. The pup is a little bit injured because a rock scratched it. Hopefully, he'll be fine. In addition to the 2 rays that were just released during the day, Irfan had one that it had nurtured for years. And now, it will release the ray into the pond. Hopefully, this ray can also breed someday. So that's it for now. But don't worry, we will still discuss the aquatic animals in the aviary. So, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications, so you don't miss any updates from us. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video can be helpful for you. See you in the next episode.